What's up, Laker fans? Welcome to today's film session, which is on the lineup that started the second quarter against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for your support on Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. All right, here we go. Wanted to go play-by-play throughout their time on the floor. They were a +9 in a little over 4 minutes. So the five are D'Lo, Dalton, Rui, LeBron, and Jackson, with LeBron and D'Lo kind of being the brains of the operation, surrounded by three athletes. And of course, LeBron can be the athlete as well. We start out kind of mid-play here, but that's okay. Going to pass over to Jackson. He's always going to look immediately to swing over to the next station. D'Lo tries to pull back and take a three. Kind of a tough shot off of that footwork. But I want you to see Rui up top, up here, right? The crashes don't always have to just come from the corner. You've got DiVincenzo occupied with Dalton, and so that's a free run down into the paint. He's patient. Naz Reid gets into the air, gets the easy putback. All right, so on the first defensive possession, we have Dante DiVincenzo with the deception on our guy Dalton here. He's like, oh, Naz, you and I, how about we go switch? You go set a down screen for me, hold it. It's all going to be a fake to back cut, and Dalton gets lost. He's like, oh, crap. And then gets a brush screen from Alexander Walker right here, clips him. He's running around for a three to the other side, and all the worse, Jackson doesn't spot it, right? So he hasn't stepped out either. Now, this is going to be a weakness of both Dalton and Jackson in terms of recognition and awareness. Both guys have already made a recognition mistake on this play so far. But if you're going to be like that, having good athleticism allows you to maybe not make up for your mistakes, but at least mitigate them. So watch how Dalton takes the route from here. We're going to zoom back out so you see more of the play. Gets around Randall's screen and hops out just enough to make Dante shot fake and sidestep, right? And Jackson's identified what's going on by now. But again, by getting out, we rewind to, there's good separation right here. But he's able to get out on the catch and bother with his size. And then that's where Dante takes the shot from, and he misses. And so we'll rewind that too. And that's where DiVincenzo takes the shot from. Got solid back pressure from Dalton, considering how much separation DiVincenzo had created. So not as bad as it could have been. Jackson showing out on the perimeter, getting out there. Again, it's about, you're not going to be perfect. Those guys are going to make recognition mistakes, but the athleticism to be able to close the distance is super important. However, the Lakers give up the offensive rebound because Rui crashes down a little bit too far, right? You want to secure the elbows. Rather than being stationed at the dotted line right here, you want him to be at the free throw line. Why? Where does the ball bounce? Right there. That's where most threes are going to bounce out to. And that ends up giving up a three-pointer. Once you get Jackson's momentum going backward, he'll give up this shot. This is true of a lot of bigs on switches and just on the perimeter in general. All right, so back to our offensive set. Let's see what we've got here. All right, they're in a zone right here, and this is a 9-pass possession. They're going to work the ball around. Jackson flashes into the middle right here. Takes this little push shot, and pursues his own shot, gets it back out to LeBron, skips over to Dalton, and now this is the part of the play I really wanted to kind of zero in on. Dalton and Rui are two really good scorers who I think would be well served to sort of have a let's turn a good shot into a great shot mentality, and this is a great bit of tape that illustrates that. Dalton could totally take this shot, but a good closeout by DiVincenzo dissuades him, right? Give it over to Rui. He's going to shot fake, and now Dalton should have screened away here. That's normally, to maintain the spacing, you're going to maintain a double gap for Rui if you do that. But he cuts to the basket, which is going to happen, but what happens is that causes traffic for Rui, right? It shuts down that driving lane, because now you got two more bodies in there. Rui, to his credit, he likes this shot, that little jump stop, pull-up midi, but he shot fakes it. He doesn't take it. He could have taken it. Dalton cuts to get out of the way, and D'Lo recognizes a second wave cut in his wake. So really like that from Rui especially. It's like Rui could totally and does take this shot, but shot fake, let's get a better shot than that. Gets a layup. All right, what do we have next here? Back on defense, going to go into their handoff action. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker, great stuff by Rui right here again, right? shifting his feet, and now trying to bump Rui like this. See that bump right there? All that's going to do is get you to cough up the ball. But Rui can move his feet, and he's a difficult player to go through. So when Alexander Walker does that, Rui slaps down. Good stuff, Rui. And then we get LeBron out into transition. Going to kick that out. Now, this is the type of shot, right? He's bumped off Mike Conley. He likes the shot. He's got a good size advantage. But this is a step back 16-footer with, 18 seconds left on the shot. Is it an okay shot to take? Sure. But I think all in all that moving it to the next station is a better way to go. But Lakers keep it here. Then on the inbound play, get it out to Jackson, to LeBron. And we're going to zero in on D'Lo. D'Lo's creeping, right? They're in a zone right here. They're in a 2-3 zone. D'Lo's going to try to get into the gaps. And does that. Sneaks right into the zone there. Overloads on that. We're going to get a better angle of this in a sec. Jackson, that pass has a lot of steam on it, right? So Jackson just kind of has to deaden it with one hand. Recovers it, gets the dunk. Now, one of the things I like about this unit, we can kind of see the 2-3 zone ahead of us from this angle a little better. And you see D'Lo creeping up in the background. Is one way to beat it again is with an overload. And a lot of plays, it's about the players on the floor sort of figuring out the puzzle of, hey, I'm going to go here, you go here, I'll pass it to you there, and then this guy's going to be open. And a lot of times, it's not that first pass that creates the bucket. It's a three-man action. And so it's a boom, 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 right? And so D'Lo cutting into that space creates a 2-on-1 where it's D'Lo and Jackson against Naz Reid. And D'Lo fires it, nice passing angle. Good job deadening that by Jackson, and we get the bucket. So that's part of why I like this lineup is that I think LeBron and D'Lo together can really, plus 3 finishers, you can really create good offense pretty much every possession. Next time down, Naz Reid tries to go at Jackson, misses this jump hook, but D'Lo gets beat on the rebound from the opposite dunker's spot. He wanted the review, but no. So yeah, this is going to be part of the weaknesses of the lineup. This is one of D'Lo's weaknesses, sort of that physicality around the rim, and he'll get beat to these. So, all right, we got free throws for Alexander Walker. All right, next time down, though, D'Lo makes up for atrocious defense by Minnesota here. But good job by D'Lo to recognize, like, hey, nobody's picking up ball. Puts the Jets on, gets some free points. So we've got Dalton on the elbow, passing the ball into Jackson, and now one of the old adages in basketball is have a shooter set a screen to get open for a shot. Back here, we've had a miscommunication from DiVincenzo and Conley already. Let's rewind it a little bit, but yeah, they're talking and they want to switch it, but they're like, oh, we're both going to go. Oh, neither of us are going to go. And then Dalton sets that back screen. Conley has recovered, right? He eats up the space right here, but Jackson gets good contact there, and I love this. Dalton already has some gravity. Look at where Naz Reid has to show out on Dalton. Dalton will take and hit this shot if he's got separation and is going to command this sort of at the level of the screen type of coverage. This creates a pocket for Jackson to get behind Reid. Look, where Jackson's caught it, Reid cannot cut off the angle. He's already beat by then. So that is going to be determined whether or not it's going to work is how well Julius rotates as the low man. And that's hard to get in front of Jackson right there. So let's rewind this so we can see it all at once. Entry pass to Jackson. Dalton back screen. Some miscommunication on Minnesota. Minnesota cleans it up. Dalton flows through. Good screen by Jackson. Into the pocket. Dunk. Let's go. All right, next time down. Got Julius with the ball up top. Dalton does a good job of shutting down that driving lane. Over to Naz Reid. Just too much of a head of steam. Like, not great defense by the Lakers there. Get a little lucky with him going too fast. Now they've got numbers. Great crossover right here by LeBron. Crosses up Conley. Looks away. Freezes Julius, who wasn't super engaged anyway. Again, watch LeBron's eyes. Crossover. Looks over the corner. Boop. Takes it all the way to the rack. Lakers up 7. All right, next time down on defense, we start a little bit in the middle of the play. Drive and kick, that's right. This is, I don't love LeBron in this spot, and I think Jackson makes a mistake here. I know they got that empty side pick and roll. Yeah, that's going to pull the defense in, because ideally you don't want this side pick and roll to go middle right here, because that's why you're always here, ice, ice, ice. So LeBron correctly rotates deeply into, right to the restricted area, but then can't get out to McDaniels as the shooter. But that's okay. He misses. Good box in, good rebound by D'Lo. But yeah, you're going to give up that opportunity if you give up that side pick and roll. All right, this flows into transition. D'Lo pushing with pace. All right, what are we going to do here? You see them. This is going to get better as time goes on. They're like, okay, they're setting up. You go over there, Dalton. All right, Jackson. Okay, double drag screen. They figured it out. But they kind of fake it because it's not intended for him. Who it's really for is Dalton, right? Back screen again by Dalton. LeBron's going to come off of that, and you're going to have to respect that. He sheds McDaniels. Screen by Hayes. Jump stop. Dalton's first bucket. Lakers are up 10. All right. And then this defensive possession, attacking in a drop. LeBron gets beat. He's a little bit out of position here. And so good on D'Lo to peel off to help that. And he does contest high. But McDaniels has a length superiority there. So this is the type of shot, too, like you're going to give this up. Sometimes it is what it is. And this was the last possession of that group. This lineup turned a 1-point deficit into an 8-point lead and got the first bit of separation for the Lakers. I love the identity of this group is in that it doesn't have an AD, and I've really wondered how are we going to be successful in those type of groups. And I think this group has a great offensive identity. The brains of the operation are LeBron and D'Lo. You've got 3 and then 4 when LeBron wants to join the party. Great athletes. You can play out a triple threat position at the elbow, as we see a lot of that type of stuff. You've got great motor in Dalton, Rui, and Jackson, all of whom can score in their own ways, right? Both Dalton and Rui are pretty complete finishers, I think. And then Jackson is that high flying and will get you extra possessions. He's always playing hard and sort of I thought he did great work on the offensive glass just throughout the game. So, all right, that'll do it. Thank you very much for joining me on this one. We'll catch you guys next time.